1.4. I'm going to try to explain a little bit how to install and use the Volition module in Basal. So first of all, you need to go to Basal. So it's basalengine.org. You can see over there. And you just need to download it. Automatically recognizes if you are Windows, Apple, whatever. Just click there, download it. And once you download that, you can go to the modules. And then you click here in the V for Volition. And if you scroll down, you should see here module Volition. All right, so we found it. And I strongly recommend to use the latest version, which is 1.1. You click on it and download it, and it's 57 megs. Okay, so I've done all of that. So I just launch Basal, and you can see here the module, and you can double click it, or you can right click and say open module. There you go. And then what you want to do is you want to do a online game, right? Look for a game online, which would be for the league, for the beta league, right? So we do that. And you can see I'm in the main room at the moment. In order to play, I need to create my own room. So I'm going to say the Sprocket's room, create. And suddenly you can see 0 in main room, and Sprocket Rooms has me inside, you can see. So I'm waiting for my opponent to join me. While I wait, I can create a new game. So I'm going to create a new game. I'm going to set myself as player 1, finish. I'm not going to do a log, I don't need that. And you can see that I'm still waiting for my opponent. Imagine that my opponent already joins. I will see their name in my room, and they will also, you have the log here telling you what's going on. And if they're already there, you don't want to see this anymore. It's a bit distracting. You click on the arrows. You click on the arrows. Let me see, is it this one? I'm not very sure. Aha, this is no, this is for all of them. Okay, no problem. Anyway, in theory, you have to wait until your opponent joins. There you go, it's here. There you go. So we remove the server thing. If you want to bring it back, just click again the arrows and it will come and disappear. Now, the other thing is you can see the main board. I use two screens, so you can move your hand. This is your player's hand, where you're going to be putting your cards, and nobody can see what you put inside. So I have two screens, so I can put that in a different screen. Important thing is if you want to see the entire thing, you can click on the zoom, and you can say fit visible, and now you have the entire thing there. And you can move it over there. So now you have the entire visibility. You can put the hand on the side, for example, here. And you already have a deck of cards. So you can see here you have decks of cards. And at the moment, you can see these cards, they are face down. You can tell they're face down because you can see the back of the card. And this is showing you what is the card underneath. So you can see that this one is a shambling shroom beast. If you leave it, if you hover over it, it will expand it, and nobody else can see what's inside. Obviously, if you flip it, then everybody can see what you got, right? You flip it back, again, nobody can see it, only you can see it. You can move it to your hand. We can set fit visible, there you go. And we can do it again. There you go, so it's a bit bigger. Now you can make it a bit bigger. And the important thing here is that you can then flip the cards, you can see the whole thing. And if you add more cards to it, they go nicely directly, all of them go nicely along. So you can see, you go flip, flip. Okay, so you have your hand. This deck is not being shuffled, so you know that's the thing, right? So you have to. There you go. And you can see here there is some resources. Now imagine you want to play the resources, flip it. If you move it from your hand to the board, they will auto rotate. So this is a new feature that all the resources will go automatically in the right orientation, so you don't have to flip them manually. All right, so more things you can do. It's create a deck. So let's quickly create a deck just to show you. So you have here the button deck builder. So we click on deck builder. You can just rearrange, make it as nice as you like, make it a bit bigger, something like this. And you have the full card list. So if you know all of them by heart, you have the entire list. Or you can go by mortals, events, items, traps, and then you have masterminds, resources, and you also have some generic tokens. You have the decree counted official one, although you're gonna see that probably you're never gonna use these things, but I put them there just in case you need a copy of them. You will also realize if you go to the mortals that at the very bottom you have all the possible combinations of hosts with all of the different augmentations, the OGs. So, if you're trying to do fancy stuff with, more improved hosts, all of them, all the combinations are here. There is one that is missing, which is the Omega with Omega, because there is a bug, and we need to sort that out. There is a bug, not in Vassal. There is a bug in the wallet, and also I don't have any Omega host that has two OGs. Because there were too many combinations of OGs. I can maybe on demand. You can tell me which one you like, and I can put that one in. So anyway, let's imagine you want to create a deck, so you start getting some cards, and you just get all the cards that you want. You start just and just put some random cards there, and then the idea is that you can put them in the discard pile. So you can move all of these ones to the discard pile. I think, yeah, there you go. So I can put it in discard pile. Imagine you have a full deck now, and then I can say save deck. Then you give it a name, my awesome deck, and it will save. There you go. Now, imagine I want to replace my deck, which was the player 1-1, with my awesome deck. So I and by the way, you can it's no problem at all, because you're gonna see that it will regenerate the deck from scratch. So I'm gonna say load deck, and you can see my awesome deck is there. I say open, and now as you can see, it's only 4 cards, because you can see it was 4 cards, and it's the same. It's the same cards, right? So you can see that it created a deck, and if I want, I can load it again. My awesome deck. I got another one. So you can see that that's how it works. Now we know now how to save and load a deck. I would expect everybody to create their decks and then load them when you're going to be playing in your tournament. You will see if it's a legal deck or not. It has to be 53 cards. So if I load, for example, let's say, Theta deck, there you go, that's the one. You can see it's legal, it has 53 cards. Yeah, you can, yes, stack all of these things. Now, another important thing that is new is that these resources don't stack. So by diff, you can see that they don't stack at all. That's on purpose, so you can rearrange them and you know how many there are. So when you're playing, then you can see how many icons you have. Now, the other thing is you're gonna need masterminds, right? So you're gonna say, okay, I want to. Oh, it's not letting me. Something's going on here. Okay. Deck. Right, there you go. So one thing I can do is you're gonna need to select your masterminds. So you're gonna select specific cards, and you're gonna say, okay, I want. Let me see. I need to find the mycologist is one of them. Um, let's see, what is my other two? Basic mastermind. So I'm gonna do command and select, and ambassador onyx. There you go. So those are my three. So say okay, and then I bring them all the way. Well, not there, to my masterminds here. Okay, so I have the three of them here, And the important thing is that you can put them. Oh, for some reason they're not showing what it is. Huh, that's quite interesting. For the masterminds, is not letting me know what it is. I think that's a little bug. I will have to. Ah, no, it's on purpose. It's on purpose because you shouldn't. Yeah, I see. I see what is going on here. Okay, so I will fix that. But important thing is that you can bring it to your hand, right? Let's do it. There's something going on here, but there's something here. Okay, okay. So there is a problem there with the masterminds. Let's go here with the mastermind. Let's go refresh new ones. Let's say Ambassador Onyx, right? We were saying that one. Okay. Flip, flip. Okay, so it's something. I know what's going on here. So just for your information, that deck I loaded from my computer, from the disk, was an old version of the deck. When it was the file it was a really old version of the deck. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close the game. I'm gonna create a new one. Okay, so I'm not gonna save the game. So what I want to do, okay, player one, and these ones should be fine. There you go. These are the new ones. It's because I loaded an old version. That's why. So I'm gonna draw specific cards. Let's do this again, and we're gonna pick just to demonstrate the mycologist. We're gonna pick. Let's see. We're gonna pick basic mastermind. So command and click, and ambassadoronic command and click. Okay. And now when I draw these cards, exactly. This is what I wanted. So I double click to unstack them, and you can see how the three masterminds, and nobody can see what they are, only you. So let's say I want to play first the mycologist. So I'm gonna put this at the bottom, and Ambassador Onyx on top, and then the mycologist I'm gonna put it on top, and then I'm gonna say face up. So now this face up command is very interesting because you're gonna have them in order. So the order that you wanted. So you're gonna have the mycologist first, and then you have Ambassador Onyx, and then you have the basic mastermind, which is what we said. There you go. Uh, this way is, you know, you can just reveal basically at the same time your mastermind. Um, it's a technicality for the tournament play, but it's a nice feature. This reveal, no, this face up. So you just set them up the way you want, and when you say 1, 2, 3 reveal, you just click on face up, and they will just automatically appear for both. I mean, every player has to do their own. Now, the next thing is you need reputation, right? So you just play basically the mycologist, and when it says here, enter, search your deck for a standard theta resource. So we do that. So we do draw specific cards, and we say theta influence. So I flip it, and then I put it there. There you go. So I'm doing that. Now, uh, I'm put it into the battle zone. Done that. Draw a card. Okay, so we draw a card. We know what it is. This is not the right thing to do. I will have to shuffle. So I'll shuffle my deck, and then I draw a card. Okay. Ha! We got lucky. We got the same card. Okay. I can put it in front of me, but this is gonna confuse my opponent because they might think that it's a trap, right? So I'm gonna put it in my hand. It's up to you. If your opponent doesn't get confused, you can have your hand here directly on the board, and you don't need to have the player hand as well. So let me. There you go. So like this is much better. So I have my hand there, and so I drew a card, and then gain 2 rep. So I need to gain 2 reps, but I shouldn't know what it is. So I'm gonna shuffle again. I shouldn't know what it is. So the important thing here is if I drop it in the board, I'm gonna know what it is, right? Because it automatically tells you. But the way that the module is implemented is that if you drag and drop directly onto the reputation, um, it will not show. It's on purpose done that way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do right click, I'm going to say draw multiple cards. In this case, I have to do 2 rep. So I'm going to say draw multiple cards, and I'm going to say 2, okay. And I'm going to drag and drop all the way to the reps, and there you go. They're there. Now I don't know what it is. I should not know what it is. So there you go. They're there. The important thing is when you write down, you can also shuffle them. There are some things that you need to reveal your rep, or you can select a rep, and if you want, you can replace it, or you can play it, absorb it, and then you have to shuffle. You can shuffle here. Now we got our resource, we got our mastermind, we drew a card in our hand, we got the 2 rep, so we are almost ready to go. As you can see, we have 3 decrees left. Okay, here you can increase the number of decrees, you can decrease the number of decrees, no pun intended. And basically, imagine I want to play my first turn. Of course, my opponent is going to have masterminds, reputation. We could do it just for argument's sake. And we cannot do it because I don't have access. You can see I cannot do anything to player 2. That way, people cannot cheat. You cannot mess up things. There is a way of actually doing this, which is called to retire. So if I retire, I'm leaving my seat forever. I will lose my hand because I'm retiring from player 1, and then I can take over player 2 or become an observer. So imagine if I a funny tournament where you can actually swap places with your opponent midway through. You could do this kind of thing. I could just retire, pick the other person's seat, the other person would pick yours. You could do all this kind of thing. Or it's a team event and then you have to go and your teammate is going to join. They can join online and then they can click on retire. But you can click on retire and become an observer, and then they can click on retire and take your seat, basically. So that's possible as well. Now, imagine they're done their thing, and I want to start doing my turn. So first of all, I want to draw more cards. So I spend 1 decree. So I spend 1 decree. Now we have only 2 left, and I'm gonna pick another card in my hand. I see it's a resource. That's nice. I like that. So then the other thing I'm gonna do, as you can see here, that was I can draw a card, deploy a card, or begin combat. I can also deploy by exhausting my mastermind. I can deploy an event or item for free, and also it has a special ability to create tokens. Okay, I could do that. That's not a problem. Um, let's do. I have 2 decrees left. Let's play one more resource. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play 1 decree. I'm gonna play 1 decree. There you go. And then I'm gonna pick this from my hand. I'm gonna flip it, and now I have 2. Perfect. So I still have 1 decree left. So I want to create a little token. So it says here, I need to spend a decree. There you go. And I need to tap my cologist. I'm not legally allowed to say tap. That's a trademark by Wizard of the Coast and Hasbro. Uh, I need to exhaust my mastermind. Apologies to Hasbro and all the IPR lawyers. Anyway, so I will say, okay, okay. So because this is a special one. Imagine I put it here, okay, and I put it here. Now people will see what is there. But the important thing is if I can generate the mushroom. There you go. So now I can generate the mushroom, put it back, and I have now a little mushroom in my battle zone. And I've spent all of my decrees. I've done all of my actions. Now it's my opponent's turn. So what I will do is I will just increase back to 3, and it's my opponent's turn. And they will do their own thing, and then it goes to me, and we keep doing these things. If at some point I want to create, I have an item that generates tokens. Imagine, I believe, if I select a specific card, for example, it's going to be the Theta Speed Gel, okay? And then I pick it here, and I play it, so I'm going to flip it, and it's in play. I can place a token. So at the start of my turn, add up to 1 power counter. So this would be the power counter. And then it's the next turn. Then I say, sorry, There you go. I have to unstack it, double click. There you go. I'm gonna place a second token. And if you hover over it, you will see that there are two. You can see two symbols there, two circles. So then it will trigger the effect, and then you keep generating, right? So you keep generating. So now if I hover over it, you will see three tokens, and then I place another token, which is the fourth one for the speed gel, and it has four, right? So it's put a mortar from a trash pile onto the battles under your control and remove all power counters from this. So I need to remove all the power counters from this. So I'm gonna do that so I can delete them. This is a little bit annoying. I'll probably I will automate it in the future, but I mean it doesn't take too long to, and it's very rare. No, this is very rare. But there you go. All the tokens are removed, and then we can start again placing tokens. If before we were saying that we need to tap, sorry, not tap. Apologies again to all the solicitors. You can rotate, so you can rotate. And there you go. You have some shortcuts, so you can see the shortcut is control and the square bracket, depending the rotation. To remind you, the bracket will go. If it's like this, it's like the clockwise, and if it goes the other way, it's the counterclockwise. No, so in this case, and then we can do the counterclockwise one. And that's pretty much it. You can see that you can play from your hand. You can play for your hand. You can bring back things from your hand. You can see they automatically align on the side, and you can do all these kind of things. Imagine that you're running out of cards and you don't have any more cards, and you have in this game you cannot reshuffle your discard pile into your deck unless you have a specific card that allows you to do that. But imagine that you had that kind of ability. There was a card in the beta called Trash Pile or something like that. Re-up, I think it was Re-up. I don't think that card survived, was too powerful. But anyway, you can have here send this card pile to the deck, so it will go back onto the deck, and then you can shuffle it. There you go, shuffle. The decks are not auto shuffle because we have the ability sort, and with sort 3, for example, sort 3 would allow you to pick up the top 3 cards of your deck, and you will look at them and you can decide if you want to put 1, 2, 3, or none at the bottom of your deck, and you can leave the rest in any order of your choosing on top of the deck. And that's a very cool, neat ability. And in order to do that, I believe it's Delta. Delta is the key one, and this deck is Delta, so we have that kind of ability there. So that's why I didn't put auto shuffle. There is an opportunity, there's an ability in Basal to auto shuffle. Every time you do anything with the deck, it will shuffle it. So it will shuffle, shuffle, shuffle all the time. This is disabled at the moment, so you can use the sort. Otherwise, the sort would never work. And that's it. You can see everything else. You can see how many masterminds are left. You can see also how many reputation your opponent has. In here you can see 0 reputation because there's no cards. But there is a stack. You don't know specifically how many reps they have. In the counter will tell you how many. So this is public information. Everybody will see these numbers. And you can see also how many masterminds are left. And yeah, that's how you play. Well, this is not how you play the game, but how you would use the Basal module to generate these things. Of course, you can make the screen bigger. You can again fit visible again. You can even make it fit height, for example. You make it really big. You can just do customize, make it bigger or smaller at your choice. I like fit visible. I think that's pretty good. And yep, we did the loading and the loading. And yes, I for traps. So I didn't talk about traps. I have some traps. Let's pick a trap, for example. Let's do this one, for example. Human cannonball. There you go. So this is a trap. Imagine it's in my deck. I'll put it here on the top of my deck. Um, Imagine I pick it. I draw the card. Oh, it's a trap. Okay, that's great. So I put it in my hand because I drew to my hand, right? And it's the time now to play it. And then it's like, okay, I'm gonna play a trap. So you just drag and drop, and then you know which trap it is, and you can hover over it, and you can see the entire description if it's gonna trigger or not. and that's a neat ability, and nobody else can see what is in there. So they will just see a face down card. But the cool neat thing is that you have her all the time visible for you. So you can see sacrifice a mortal if you do pick an opponent's mortal and destroy. So you know that you can do that anytime. So that's pretty cool. And if it gets triggered, then you can just flip it, and then it's like, haha, human cannonball, and then they will be like, oh my god, and they will lose their mortal. So yeah, that's how it works with traps. Is very easy, and I think we covered pretty much everything. So I hope this was informative and that you get more enthusiastic about playing a little bit. I really, really want to play some games in the league. I encourage you to try. I also encourage you to submit in the Basal channel in Slack. Please submit any requests for features. Any things that will help you reduce friction. Anything that makes it easier for you to play. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed, and this was Sprocket 3.4. All right, thank you. Bye bye.